Welcome back to the Deep Dive, where we take a stack of fascinating research and distill it into, well, the crucial knowledge you need to be well-informed.
And today, we're applying that knowledge to the most critical system you'll ever manage.
Yeah.
Your own body.
Exactly. Our focus is on building sustainable health. We're deep diving into the principles of lifestyle medicine, and we're exploring how to move to a healthier existence with small, manageable adjustments, not, these massive overhauls. And the core philosophy driving all of our source material today is this idea of progress over perfection.
And that concept is absolutely vital for you, the learner. Psychologically, we are just hardwired to resist huge changes.
Right.
If you try to just flip the switch on decades of habits, it triggers this internal resistance. And that often leads to burnout and failure.
So that's why the crash diets never stick.
Exactly. The data confirms that small, gradual changes, they don't activate that fight or flight response in your brain. They're realistic, they're manageable, and they build confidence through these tiny compounding wins.
Okay, so let's unpack this with what the research calls the ripple effect of small shifts. I love this example. Think about swapping just one sugary soda a day for water.
Seems so small. Insignificant even.
Right. But let's track the benefits. Over time, that single swap, it obviously reduces your sugar and calorie intake, but it provides better hydration.
And better hydration stabilizes your blood sugar.
Which prevents the energy spikes and crashes. And critically, this leads to genuinely enhanced, stable energy levels all day. One tiny change, 4 powerful biological benefits. That's the mission for today.
Let's dive in. We start with the foundation. Fuel. What you put into your body dictates, everything. Your baseline energy, your mood, your function.
Absolutely. So let's tackle the first 4 tangible steps, all focusing on optimizing those dietary foundations.
Okay, so step 1 is maximizing your morning by eating a nutritious, balanced breakfast. And this is less about calories and more about signaling to your body that, hey, the day has begun, fuel is available.
And the benefits are immediate, right?
Profound. A good balance of protein and complex carbs helps maintain stable blood sugar. This prevents that terrible mid-morning crash.
Which is what sends you running for the donuts.
Exactly. That's what triggers those impulsive, poor snacking choices. It also fuels your brain, the prefrontal cortex, for better concentration, productivity, and surprisingly, a significantly better mood.
Wait a second, let's go back to that. If I'm trying to prioritize progress over perfection, wouldn't forcing myself to eat a full breakfast if I'm genuinely not hungry, wouldn't that actually set me up for failure?
That is such a key nuance. The research specifies that if you're not hungry, don't force feed yourself. That's totally fine.
Okay.
Listen to your body, maybe eat something light later. The key directive is what to avoid if you do eat breakfast. The sugary cereals, the processed bagels, or those high-fat, greasy fast foods.
Because those guarantee an energy crash.
100%.
So we're aiming for quality fuel. The data suggests ditching the sugar bomb and focusing on quality protein and fiber. Things like unsweetened oatmeal with fruit and nuts, or a smoothie with greens and yogurt.
Or the classic avocado toast on whole grain bread with a poached egg. Those are powerhouse options that deliver sustained energy.
Okay, now for step 2. This is one that I think often feels like the biggest challenge. Vegetables. The challenge we're setting for you is to aim for half a plate of colorful, fresh vegetables at every single meal.
It sounds ambitious, but this is where the major systemic benefits are really unlocked.
And here's where it gets really interesting, right?
Yes. When we talk about increasing vegetable intake, we're not just talking about vitamins. We're talking about a foundational physiological shift. They're packed with fiber and antioxidants, sure, but the mechanism for reducing disease risk is often misunderstood.
So what is it?
The fiber in these vegetables, it feeds your gut microbiome. And this healthy microbiome then produces these beneficial compounds called short-chain fatty acids. And that is what actively manages systemic inflammation throughout your body. Inflammation is the silent culprit linked to, well, everything from chronic diseases to cognitive decline.
Wow, so it's not just about eating your greens, it's about feeding the good bacteria that then protect your whole system.
Precisely. Plus, they help lower blood pressure, improve blood sugar, and because they're low-calorie but high volume, they are fantastic tools for healthy weight management.
That deeper explanation clarifies why this is so critical. But how do we make that half-plate goal realistic without, spending hours chopping?
We're looking for efficiency. One of the best tips from the researchers is to batch roast a massive tray of mixed veggies once a week.
Oh, that's smart.
Keep them in the fridge, and they're quick additions to salads or eggs. Also, just commit to a daily soup or salad, or toss spinach or kale into smoothies or pasta sauces. You barely notice them, but you get all the benefits.
That brings us to step 3, eliminating processed foods. This is the dark side of modern eating. And the danger isn't just sugar or fat, is it?
No, there's a deeper, more insidious danger. Processed foods are literally engineered to bypass our natural satiety mechanisms.
They call it hyperpalatability, right?
Exactly. By combining sugar, salt, and fat in these perfect unnatural ratios, they are manufactured specifically to induce an addictive craving for the taste and the crunch, causing us to overeat.
So your brain just doesn't get the I'm full signal.
It doesn't. And that focus on manufacturing, regardless of calorie count, significantly increases the risk of heart disease and cancer. The goal is to regulate your appetite with minimally processed foods.
I've heard about the 5 or less ingredients rule to screen out the bad stuff, but I have to challenge that a bit. What about complex, healthy foods like good whole grain bread? Does the research offer any nuance there?
That's a fair point. The 5-ingredient rule is mainly for packaged snacks and convenience items, things like crackers, chips, energy bars.
Got it. So it filters out the chemical stabilizers and artificial stuff.
Exactly. For complex items like bread, you want to focus on the type of ingredient. Make sure whole grains are listed first, aim for low added sugar. When snacking, just swap out those hyper-palatable chips for simple stuff like cucumbers, carrots, or green beans.
Excellent clarification. Which brings us to step 4, hydration. Water needs to be your primary beverage. We know it's critical for digestion and skin, but its role in cognitive function is huge.
Your brain cells literally rely on proper hydration to fire efficiently. And the research highlights that water is your primary defense against 2 major energy thieves: fatigue and headaches. Plus, thirst often masquerades as hunger. If you feel a craving, drink a glass of water and wait 10 minutes. You might find you weren't hungry at all, you were just thirsty.
And for variety.
Healthy herbal teas. We are talking non-caffeinated options like spearmint, ginger, chamomile, rooibos, all the flavor without the sugar.
So the easy tips are routine shifts. Carry a reusable bottle, drink water when you first wake up, and set phone reminders. Those 4 dietary shifts alone could change your entire energy profile. Okay, let's pivot. If we've mastered the fuel, now we talk about firing the engine. Let's move from physical inputs to outputs, movement, rest, and resilience. Section 2.
Right. And step 5 is the accessibility king. Taking a daily walk. We're not talking about intense cardio, just committing to 30 minutes of total movement a day.
Which can be broken up, right?
Absolutely. A 10-minute walk in the morning, 20 minutes at lunch, it all adds up. What makes walking so essential is its dual-purpose benefit. Physically, it supports circulation and heart health.
But the brain benefit is the surprising part.
It's a powerful cognitive tool.
Yeah.
Walking increases BDNF, that's brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which supports brain health, reduces stress, and improves mental clarity. You can solve problems on a walk that felt impossible at your desk.
The research has some great practical tips for this. Parking farther away, always taking the stairs, using phone calls as an excuse to pace.
Even if you had to take the elevator up, take the stairs down. Yeah. It's about finding those little windows.
Okay, step 6 is the cornerstone of repair. Sleep hygiene. We need to remember that adults need 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep. And quality is the key word.
That time is non-negotiable. It's when your brain cleans house and your body repairs itself. Quality sleep enhances memory, regulates mood, and it's the primary tool for boosting your immune system. Without it, everything starts to crumble.
And so what are the critical tips here?
Set a highly consistent routine, even on weekends. Crucially, reduce screen time, TVs, phones, all of it, at least an hour before bed. The blue light really messes with your melatonin production.
And the big psychological one.
The big one is associate your bed with sleep and intimacy only. Don't work in bed, don't argue in bed, and if you're struggling to relax, use an app that guides you through a body scan or yoga nidra. It can be incredibly effective.
Finally, step 7. Tackling unmanaged chronic stress. The source material calls it a physiological emergency.
It really is. We talk about stress constantly, but the data makes a direct link. Unmanaged stress is a powerful contributor to chronic diseases, headaches, fatigue, and, ironically, poor sleep.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, what's happening in the body?
It's about regulating your allostatic load, the wear and tear from continuous stress hormones. Practicing mindfulness immediately lowers your blood pressure and heart rate. It engages the parasympathetic nervous system.
So even just 5 minutes of deep breathing
Can actively lower anxiety, improve mental sharpness, and decrease overall systemic inflammation. This is how a small mental shift improves every physical aspect of your health. Practices like gratitude journaling, spending time in nature, or using apps like Headspace are powerful tools.
So we've covered 7 steps: what you put in, how you move, how you rest. But the final 8th step is often the most overlooked.
It's so often overlooked, but it's truly foundational. Building a support system.
Why is this so important?
Because its benefits are both psychological and physical. Staying motivated is just. It's immensely easier with the accountability and encouragement of other people. Humans thrive on connection.
So what are the deep, measurable benefits of having that support system for your health journey?
Well, first, it creates a powerful sense of belonging and safety, which builds confidence. It drastically reduces feelings of isolation, especially when you face setbacks, which you inevitably will.
Right.
But physically, that social connection boosts motivation and consistency, and by reducing psychological distress, it lowers your chronic stress hormones. And that, in turn, boosts your immune function. It's all connected.
So how do you actively build that?
The actionable advice is simple. Find a walking buddy, join a local or online group, share your goals with a trusted friend. Or, for maximum structure, hire a coach or therapist. It's about having a team in your corner.
That really brings it all together.
And that summarizes the core takeaway for you, the learner. Building a healthier lifestyle is explicitly not an all-or-nothing proposition. The goal is to choose just 2 or 3 of these small changes to start this week.
So maybe it's perfecting breakfast, adding 5 minutes of deep breathing, and that daily 10-minute walk?
Exactly. Start there and gradually integrate more as those first few feel effortless in routine.
And just like that, we've distilled 8 powerful, manageable shifts, all backed by the science of lifestyle medicine, into a clear, actionable plan. Mission accomplished.
This does raise an important question for you to consider, though, as you wrap this up. Since we know that even simple hydration improves cognitive function and a daily walk reduces stress, how much of our daily productivity is actually limited not by time, but by small, solvable deficits in our basic fuel, movement, and rest?
A profound thought to end on. Focus on those small wins this week, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the deep dive. We'll talk to you next time.